الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله الطيبين صحابته المباركين وأتباعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. All praises and gratitude is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of all realms, the source of mercy, the most loving, the owner of the day of judgment. Only Him we worship and only Him we ask for forgiveness and guidance. And I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His messenger and His servant. O Allah, have peace upon Prophet Muhammad and his family, his companions, and his followers to the day of judgment. Ameen. Dear brothers and sisters, in my last khutbah a few weeks ago, I have spoken about the heart in Islam. It's such an important element in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the heart over 130 times in the Noble Quran. And as I said last time, when Allah speaks about the heart in the Quran, it's like an open book, because one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Batin, or the most near. قال تعالى هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. He is the first and the last and the most high, the most near. And He has perfect knowledge of all things. So He knows us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows us inside out. So we need to make sure that our hearts are connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as we can, because on the day of judgment we want to meet Him with a sound heart. وقال تعالى يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. The day when neither wealth nor children will be of any benefit. Only those who come before God with pure heart will be saved. So I went ahead and have counted in the Quran at least 31 descriptions and function of the heart mentioned in the Quran. And my plan today is to go over some of them as much as the time permits. So first thing I noticed about the heart, hearts can harden. قال تعالى ثم قست قلوبكم من بعد ذلك فهي كالحجارة أو أشد قسوة. Then your hearts became hardened like a rock or even harder. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in another ayah he said فلولا إذ جاءهم بأسنا تضرعوا ولكن قست قلوبهم وزين لهم الشيطان ما كانوا يعملون. Why did they not humble themselves when we made them suffer? Instead their hearts were hardened and the shaitan made their misdeed appealing to them. Also the heart on the other hand can soften. قال تعالى الله نزل أحسن الحديث كتابا متشابها مثانية تقشعر منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم ثم تلين جلودهم وقلوبهم إلى ذكر الله. It is God who has sent down the best message, a book of perfect consistency and repeated lessons, which causes the skin and the hearts of those who fear their Lord to tremble, and their skin and hearts soften at the mentioning of God. And also Allah says, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. Has the time not yet come for believers' hearts to be humbled at the remembrance of God and what has been revealed of the truth? So as people we are naturally drawn to soft hearts because we like to have mercy and compassion. We like to see it in others. So the messenger, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, had the softest of hearts, and that's why people loved him and they adored him too. قال تعالى فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك. It is out of God's mercy that you, O Prophet, have been lenient with them. Had you been cruel or hard-hearted, they would have certainly abandoned you. Second thing the heart can do also, the heart can deviate from the right path. قال تعالى فلما زاغوا أزاغ الله قلوبهم. When they deviated, God made it possible for their hearts to deviate. And that's why we say in our dua to Allah, ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. O Allah, do not let our heart deviate after you have guided us. Grant us your mercy. You are indeed the giver of all bounties. Third, the heart also can fear. قال تعالى إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. True believers are those whose hearts feel fear when Allah is mentioned, and when His revelation are recited unto them, they increase their faith and their trust in their Lord. Also, as the hearts can fear, also the hearts can feel tranquility and safe. Allah Ta'ala يقول الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. Who have believed and whose hearts have rest in remembrance of Allah, verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find peace and rest. So one way of making our heart soft is to remember Allah all the time as much as we can. Fourth, hearts can be engulfed and locked out of guidance, as opposed to being open to the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Quran have used several terms to allude to that meaning of closeness and not being receptive to guidance. قال تعالى ومنهم من يستمع إليك وجعلنا على قلوبهم أكنة أن يفقهوه وفي آذانهم وقرا وإن يروا كل آية لا يؤمنوا بها حتى إذا جاءوك يجادلونك يقول الذين كفروا إن هذا إلا أساطير الأولين. There are some of them who pretend to listen to your recitation of the Quran, but we have cast
else
on their hearts, leaving them unable to comprehend it, and deafness in their ears. Even if they were to see every sign, they still would not believe in them. The disbelievers would even come to argue with you, saying that this Quran is nothing but ancient fables. Or Allah also mentioned the hearts, alluded to that meaning too, with the locks. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Will they not meditate on the Quran, or are there locks on their hearts? Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the verb print, طبع. قال تعالى أَوَلَمْ يَهْدِ لِلَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِ أَهْلِهَا أَوْ لَوْ نَشَاءُ أَصَبْنَاهُمْ بِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَنَطْبَعُ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ فَهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ. It's not an indication to those who inherit the land after its people that if we will, we can smite them for their sins and print upon their hearts so that they cannot hear. Allah also, He used the word seal. ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. That's in Surah Al-Baqarah. So Allah has sealed their hearing, their hearts, and on their eyes there is a covering. There will be an awful punishment for them. Finally, he used also the word engulfed or غلف. قلوبنا وقالوا قلوبنا غلف بل لعنهم الله بكفرهم فقليلا ما يؤمنون. They say our hearts are unreceptive. In fact, God has condemned them for their disbelief. They have but little faith. So as you can see, dear brothers and sisters, we have so many words and terminology in the Quran about this concept of not being receptive of your heart. So we always have to check on our hearts and make sure we are receptive to the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fifth, the hearts are subject to scrutiny or testing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قال تعالى وليبتلي الله ما في صدوركم وليمحص ما في قلوبكم والله عليم بذات الصدور. In order that Allah might try what is in your breast and scrutinize what is in your heart. Allah is aware of what is hidden in your chest. Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال in another ayah إن الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم. Those who subdue their voices in the presence of Messenger of Allah, those are whose hearts Allah has proven into righteousness. There will be forgiveness and immense reward for them. Finally, the hearts also can sin or can gain sins. قال تعالى لا يؤاخذكم الله باللغو في أيمانكم ولكن يؤاخذكم بما كسبت قلوبكم والله غفور حليم. Allah will not take you to task for what is unintentional in your oath, but He will take you to task for what your heart have intended to do. Allah is forgiving and wise. And in another ayah, وَلَا تَكْتُمُوا الشَّهَادَةَ وَمَنْ يَكْتُمُهَا فَإِنَّهُ آثِمٌ قَلْبُهُ وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ عَلِيمٌ. Do not hide testimony. He who hides it, verily his heart is sinful. Allah is aware of what you do. So I'm presenting a lot of ayat here, dear brothers and sisters, just to show that this concept of heart, and we have to always check on our heart, is really essential to be a good Muslim. And then one interesting thing, if your heart keeps doing sins over and over, it can be saturated with sins, or it's like become so sinful, just like what Allah described Bani Israel. وَأُشْرِبُوا فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ الْعِجْلَ بِكُفْرِهِمْ. They believed in that calf and they worship him to the degree that it become like encrypted in their heart. Allah Ta'ala says, and the calf was made to sink into their hearts because of their rejection of Allah's covenant. And then another nice ayah too, قال تعالى كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. But no, in fact, their hearts have been stained or rusted by all the evil they used to commit. So we need to be very careful with our hearts and always mind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all our action. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه يا رب. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. Oh Allah, forgive our sins and forgive our shortcomings. Dear brothers and sisters, there are many other description of the function of the heart in the Quran. Allah can throw fear in the heart, extreme fear, وَقَذَفَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمُ الرُّعْبَ. Or there's a diseased heart, which is not a physical disease, but it's a more like spiritual disease. Allah mentioned in the heart there's taqwa, there's iman, there is اشْمَأَزَّتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ, there's disgust, there is mercy, رأفة ورحمة, compassion, devotion, tranquility, sakina, intention, purity. وَرَبَطَ عَلَى الْقَلْبِ is courage, blindness. So we need to be aware of all this other description of the heart. Just before I end, somebody asked me after last khutbah about the heart. Is fu'ad is the same as the heart? Because unfortunately in some of the translation of the Quran and some of the scholars, they say the fu'ad is the heart. The fu'ad is different from the heart. قال تعالى ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا. Do not follow what you have no sure knowledge of. Indeed, all will be called to account for their hearing, sight, and I would call it intellect or perception. As you can see, Allah has associated as-sama', which is hearing, and al-basar, which is seeing, with the fu'ad in 6 places in the Quran. And as you know, hearing is a function, and seeing also is a function. So al-fu'ad is a function. I would call it the perception. So we are responsible for our perception. So I'll give you just one example. قال تعالى, when he was talking about the mother of Musa, وأصبح فؤاد أم موسى فارغا إن كادت لتبدي به لولا أن ربطنا على قلبها لتكون من المؤمنين. So in this case, he was talking about how Musa was very distraught that she couldn't think and she ran out of solution. So she almost was going to tell about her son, but then Allah has put courage in her heart. رَبَطْنَا عَلَى قَلْبِهَا. So she did not do that. So we are responsible how to perceive things and how to constantly try to improve our perception. Just like we're responsible for our hearing, our seeing, we need to educate ourselves and expand our horizon and try to overcome our biases and misconceptions. Oh God, give us goodness in this life and the hereafter, and save us from the terminal fire. Oh Allah, take our hands to you and lead us to you by you. And don't let our sin disconnect us from you. Oh Allah, make us among the best of people, among the shuhada wa salihina. اللهم خذ بيدنا إليك ودلنا بك عليك ولا تقطعنا عنك بذنوبنا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا خذ بيدنا إليك ودلنا بك عليك ولا تقطعنا عنك بذنوبنا. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا إنا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. ربنا آتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. وصلى الله على رسوله وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. ويوم ونحشرهم جميعا ثم نقول للذين أشركوا أين شركاؤكم الذين كنتم تزعمون ثم لم تكن فتنتهم إلا أن قالوا والله ربنا ما كنا مشركين انظر كيف كذبوا على الله وضل عنهم ما كانوا يفترون ومنهم من يستمع إليك وجعلنا على قلوبهم أكنة أن يفقهوا وفي آذانهم وقرا وإن يروا كل آية لا يؤمنوا بها حتى إذا جاءوك يجادلونك يقول الذين كفروا إن هذا إلا أساطير الأولين. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ولقد أرسلنا إلى أمم من قبلك فأخذناهم بالبأساء والضراء لعلهم يتضرعون فلولا إذ جاءهم بأسنا تضرعوا ولكن قست قلوبهم وزين لهم الشيطان ما كانوا يعملون فلما نسوا ما ذكروا به فتحنا عليهم أبواب كل شيء حتى إذا فرحوا بما أوتوا أخذناهم بغتة فإذا هم مبلسون وقطع دابر القوم الذين ظلموا والحمد لله رب العالمين.